Palestine is a nation with a rich history, culture, as well as traditions that it holds really close. It's also a major center for three of the major world religions: Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Palestine draws people from all around the world, and the current population sits at just over 5 million, and the majority of people are Muslim, although there is a large population of Christians living in Palestine. Now, the word Palestine has its origins from the word Philistia, created by Greek writers, to the region of the Philistines. According to the Ancient History Encyclopedia, the whole of the region was referred to as Canaan in Mesopotamian texts as early as 18th century BCE, while the term Palestine does not appear in any written records until the 5th century BCE in the histories of Herodotus. After Herodotus, the term Palestine came to be used for the entire region, which was formerly known as Canaan. Now, there's some other sources that believe that the name Palestine derives from either the word pleshet, meaning root palish, which is an edible mixture, and the American author Tom Robbins, he suggested that the term Palestine originates from the ancient god Pelesh, and this god was worshipped in the region of Canaan. Now, if this is so, that means Palestine means the land of Pelesh. But either way, guys, regardless of what history of the word that you want to gravitate towards, it all points back to the same exact location and people. One thing to note about Palestine is that the stone industry is the largest sector of the Palestinian economy. Now, there are over 650 stone production sites in the West Bank, 138 of which are in Beit Fajar. Quarried stones are cut into a wide range of different colors like pink, golden, sand, as well as off-white tiles and bricks, which are known as Jerusalem stone. Now, there's a large portion of these stones that are exported to different parts of Europe and North America. Ramallah is a Palestinian city in the central West Bank and located about 10 kilometers north of Jerusalem, and it currently serves as the de facto administrative capital of the Palestinian National Authority. Now, let's look at some facts about the wildlife of Palestine. So, Palestine is known for some of the most beautiful wildflowers in the entire world. So take a look. They pop up in the spring months like April and May, and these include irises, jonquils, wild poppies, as well as other flowers that make the place look very vibrant, you know, just adding some color up in here. Very beautiful. It's not just stone and desert and sand like many people believe. Now, moving from the plant kingdom over into the animal kingdom, there are several species of large wild animals in Palestine as well. They have foxes, mountain gazelles, Nubian ibexes, and that's like a desert species of goat. There's wild boars, you'll see jackals, leopards, hyenas, and many other types of birds as well. Now, take a look. This structure that you see right here, the Great Golden Dome of the Rock, is internationally recognized as a symbol of Jerusalem, but actually getting into this place, which is also considered to be Islam's third holiest site, can be a bit tricky. The entrance for non-Muslims is tucked away behind the security gates for the Western Wall Plaza. And also, if you go there, expect a long lineup, as well as the Golden and Blue Dome of the Rock, which is known as the Kubat as-Sakra, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. The sanctuary complex has many other smaller yet amazing and beautiful structures. Speaking of structures though, the Church of Nativity, which is considered to be the birthplace of Jesus, is regarded as a sacred place by both Christians and Muslims. It also is one of the world's oldest churches. It's located in Bethlehem in the West Bank, which is in Palestine, and the original church is believed to have been built between 330 and 333. However, it was destroyed by fire during the Samaritan revolts of the 6th century, which is estimated to be around the year 529. And this new church was built a number of years later by the Byzantine Emperor Justinian. And the final interesting fact about Palestine is that this right here, the Dead Sea or the Sea of Salt, and its main stream of water is the Jordan River. Its surface and shores are 430.5 meters or 1,412 feet below sea level, which is the Earth's lowest elevation on land. Now, it's made up of about 34% salt, making it one of the saltiest bodies of water on the planet. Now, the Dead Sea has attracted visitors from around the Mediterranean basin for thousands of years, as well as as other parts of the world, and it's one of the world's first health resorts, especially during the time of Herod the Great, who you'll find his story in the birth story of Jesus in the Bible. And it has also been a big supplier of a wide variety of products like asphalt, as well as Egyptian mummification products and other things.
Starting at number 10, we have the Hadid sisters, Bella and Gigi Hadid. Palestinian-American models Bella and Gigi Hadid have been among the most vocal, high-profile celebrities when it comes to voicing support for Palestine. Bella has posted on her Instagram feed and also on her Instagram story on a daily basis over the past week, and she's been sharing videos. Also, she's been sharing tweets and infographics. Now, one of them, and I quote, "One cannot advocate for the racial equality, LGBT, and women's rights, condemn corrupt and abusive regimes and other injustices, yet choose to ignore the Palestinian oppression. It does not add up. You cannot pick and choose whose human rights matter more." And now this is what both of them actually posted on their Instagram feeds. Now, next up at number 9, we have Mark Ruffalo. One of the most significant contributions in supporting Palestine has come from Hollywood actor Mark Ruffalo, who shared a petition calling for international leaders to impose sanctions on important Israeli industries until Palestinians are granted full and equal civil rights. And I quote, "The petition has received over 1.7 million signatures at the time of filming this video." Mark Ruffalo tweeted in a widely shared tweet, and this is what he had to say. 1,500 Palestinians face expulsion in Jerusalem. 200 protesters have been injured. 9 children have been killed. Sanctions on South Africa help free its black people. It's time for sanctions on Israel to free Palestinians. Join the call. The celebrity at number 8 is Lauren Jauregui. Lauren Jauregui is a singer and also a former member of the girl group Fifth Harmony, and she has been a big supporter of Palestinians in the past and also recently. So check this. Back in 2018, she posted this tweet, "Sending prayers and light to the innocent tortured souls of Gaza. The world should be ashamed that we turn our backs on genocide and would rather point fingers at each other to evade responsibility. The children are being bombed and we're all still silent. I'd say we're all responsible." And also, in continuing her support for Palestine, she had tweeted this recently, "Sending love to all who celebrate Eid Mubarak. My heart is with all those who are hurting in what is supposed to be a time of joy and completion, especially those in Gaza." Continuing now, the celebrity at number 7 is Will Poulter. British actor Will Poulter, known for The Maze Runner and also Black Mirror Bandersnatch, also spoke out on Twitter, and he said the following, and I quote, "The UK government must condemn the atrocious violence and forced evictions against the Palestinians living in Sheikh Jarrah. Will the UK government condemn these appalling attacks, which have resulted in the death of multiple civilians, including children?" Number 6 brings us one of my favorite actresses, Viola Davis. Oscar-winning actress Viola Davis, she joins a list of celebrities in support for Palestine. She has become a powerhouse in Hollywood with millions of followers, and she posted this, "Let's talk about what's going on in Sheikh Jarrah." And with that, she also included 10 images explaining the context of the potential evictions of Palestinians. Now, Viola Davis, she particularly received praise for posting to her main feed and not to her story, which, if you didn't know, on Instagram deletes after 24 hours. At number 5, we have John Oliver. Comedian John Oliver has made a career by addressing various different controversial issues, and he does it in a very lighthearted, comedic way. Now, during his HBO series Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he spoke out on the ongoing issue between Israel and the Palestinians. He pointed out that one side is suffering much more, and went on to even say that Israel has committed war crimes. Switching gears now to look at some YouTube celebrities. At number 4, we have Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein and his wife Hila Klein, they are a very popular YouTube duo who run the popular channel H3H3. Ethan Klein and his wife are Israeli, but in a post he said, "The Israeli government is making me sick. Even if Hamas is operating out of a civilian building, it doesn't justify the total destruction of that building. It's inhumane. As a dual citizen, I love Israel and the Israeli people. They deserve a government that actually believes in peace, not force and violence. Gazans deserve to live in a life free of fear. The next YouTube celebrity on this list is Philip DeFranco. He's a mega popular and also OG YouTuber. He got a lot of respect for covering the Palestinian-Israeli issue in one of his episodes. In one of his statements in that particular episode in support of Palestine, this is what Phil had to say. One side has killed significantly more civilians and children, and one side specifically targeted a building that housed the news organizations and has not provided proof as to the reason why they were destroyed. One side has been kicking people out of their family homes that they've had for decades, and one side is memeing the absolute devastation and destruction and death that it's been bringing. We're coming down to the bottom of this episode. Number 2 leads us to Roger Waters. Roger Waters is a songwriter and ex-Pink Floyd band member, and he spoke against Israel, calling it an apartheid state over the forced evictions of the Palestinians in Sheikh Jarrah, which he said is breaking his heart in a video he tweeted out on May 6th. He also called out US President Joe Biden over his support for Israel. He said this, and I quote, "How would you like it, Joe Biden? You're sitting at home. That's where your family lived for hundreds of years. Then some comes along and goes, that's ours. I'm a settler. I'm going to take your house from you." And finally, we end this episode off with Trevor Noah. Comedian and TV host Trevor Noah, he spoke out about the Israeli and Palestinian issue on The Daily Show, highlighting the military might of Israel and questioning the responsibility it has for having that power. He said this, and I quote, "I just want to ask an honest question here. If you are in a fight where the other person cannot beat you, how hard should you retaliate when they try to hurt you? Everyone has a different answer to the question, and I'm not trying to answer the question, nor do I think I'm smart enough to solve it. All I ask is, when you have this much power, what's your responsibility?" Starting at number 10, we have Zayn Malik. He was a fan favorite from part 1. We didn't feature him in that list, so we had to feature him in part 2. Either way, within just minutes of being posted, there's a tweet by Zayn Malik that went viral. Zayn Malik tweeted this, and I quote, "I stand with the Palestinian people. My heart aches for the families who have lost loved ones. We cannot stand as silent witnesses to children being orphaned and murdered and not demand for the human rights of all Palestinians. This must end. Free Palestine." And you see, this tweet, it actually sparked a lot of angry response from fans in Israel, and some fans were suggesting that he would lose his entire fan base in the country of Israel. Next up at number 9, we have Mohamed Salah. After receiving a lot of backlash from the Arab world for not speaking up earlier, footballer Mohamed Salah tweeted this on May 11th. It was a photo of him in front of Al-Aqsa Mosque, and then another tweet in the exact same day that said this: "I'm calling on all the world leaders, including the Prime Minister of the country that has been my home for the past 4 years, to do everything in their power to make sure the violence and killing of innocent people stops immediately. Enough is enough." Michael Malarkey is next. He's a star from the Vampire Diaries. Well, he actually has some Palestinian roots from his mother's side, and he defended Palestine in a tweet saying, "Hate crimes are hate crimes, plain and simple. The Palestinians as an entire people have long been wronged and brutalized for 70 years, while the world turns a blind eye." I'm referring to the merciless fury with which Israeli army appears to be attacking a defenseless Palestinian people in Gaza, destroying their homes, infrastructure, and resources, right under our noses, funded and defended by the US. Know the whole story. Stay in the arena. The next celebrity at number 7 is Dua Lipa. The British singer took to her Instagram stories to share a tweet from the US Senator Bernie Sanders, who faulted the actions of Israeli extremists for inflating the tensions between Israel and Palestine. Also, she shared another story joining the hashtag Save Sheikh Jarrah. And she did this because she was highlighting the events taking place in the occupied East Jerusalem neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. Susan Sarandon, who's an American actress and activist, she's tweeted many times in support of Palestine. So this one didn't come as a surprise. In one of her tweets, she said this: standing in solidarity with the Palestinian people who are facing ethnic cleansing and being terrorized at the hands of the Israeli government and Jewish settler organizations. And then she ended the tweet in all caps saying, "The world is watching." The celebrity at number 5 is Swara Bhaskar. Well, if you're not familiar, Swara Bhaskar is a Bollywood actor who is always vocal on her social media platforms on social and political issues that are happening in her country. But this time she took a stand for Palestine, and she tweeted this: "The cause of the hashtag Palestine and justice for Palestinians isn't an Islamic cause. At least it shouldn't solely be that. It is first and foremost an anti-imperialist, anti-colonial, and anti-apartheid cause. And that's why it should concern us all, even non-Muslims. Hashtag Free Palestine, hashtag Al-Aqsa." The celebrity at number 4 is Dylan O'Brien. Dylan Rhodes O'Brien is an American actor, and he's actually famous for his role on the MTV Supernatural drama series Teen Wolf. And on May 15th of this year, Dylan retweeted a video showing a girl from Palestine and wrote this: "10 years old, heart-wrenching, hashtag Free Palestine."
I'm always sick, I'm always, I don't know. I can't do anything. All of this. What do you expect me to do? Fix it? I'm only 10. I can't even do anything this morning. I just want to be a doctor or anything to help my people, but I can't. I'm just a kid. I don't even know what to do. I get scared, but not really that much. I do anything for my people, but I don't know what to do. I'm just 10. I'm just 10. All of this, when I see...
Number 3 brings us to John Cusack. Since the Sheikh Jarrah crisis broke out in Palestine, John Cusack has made it clear that he is supporting Palestine. The American actor has used his social media platforms to shed light on attacks on Palestinians and also crimes committed by Israeli soldiers. And then on Instagram, John Cusack, he shared history snippets showing Palestinian land lost since 1947 up till present day. And also he tweeted this, and I quote, "Black Lives Matter means Palestinian lives matter, means Jewish lives matter, means Muslims lives matter, means keep going till there is no more group, race, religion excluded. Then speak of justice. Justice is always in solidarity with powerless against the barbarity of power." The celebrity at number 2 is Mahira Khan. Speaking about the Israeli-Palestine issue, popular Pakistani actor Mahira Khan, she retweeted a video and wrote this: "Heartbreaking, barbaric attacks. Even worse, those who remain silent. Hashtag Palestinian lives matter." And then she also wrote this in another tweet: "Call it out. Call it what it is. Terrorism. Hashtag Palestinian lives matter." And finally, at number 1, this one came as a big surprise to many people. Mia Khalifa. She has a wide reach on social media, and she often uses her platform to let her thoughts be known to the rest of the world. And then she went on both Twitter and Instagram to condemn the violence that is going on in Palestine. And in one of her recent tweets, she had tweeted this: "All I see are war crimes against humanity that the United States is funding with an annual $3.8 billion. Hashtag Free Palestine." And that tweet actually was made along with pictures showing injustices in Palestine. And more recently, Mia Khalifa had sided with Bella Hadid after there had been rumors that were sparked saying that Bella Hadid lost a contract with the fashion brand Dior because of her support for Palestine. So in a tweet, Mia Khalifa said this: "If Bella Hadid lost a Dior contract for supporting Palestine and standing against apartheid, then Dior can go burn in Marshall." Okay, at number 5 brings us Bella Hadid. We can't talk about Gigi and not talk about Bella, okay? So Bella Hadid is short for Isabella Hadid, and she was born in Washington, D.C. over in the United States, and she's a supermodel, and she has really represented some of the top luxury brands in the world. Like, she's half Palestinian like her sister Gigi, and originally she was attending the Parsons School of Design to study photography. But here's the thing, she ended up dropping out of school due to her modeling career just taking off like you wouldn't believe, to the point where one year she was actually the top model in the world. And Bella Hadid posted on social media saying that she is proud to be a Muslim.
Cheers. French 75 with gin.
Number 4 brings us Mohammed Asaf, and Mohammed Asaf was born on September 1st in the year 1989. He grew up in the Khan Yunis refugee camp in Gaza after his family moved from Libya when he was 4 years old. In the year 2013, Mohammed Asaf was the winner of Arab Idol, which was recognized greatly throughout the Arab world. So for his audition, he had to go through a lot. He traveled 2 days from Palestine to Egypt, and he faced a lot of difficulties at the border, but he pressed forward and ended up making his dream come true. Dean Obadallah comes in at number 3. He was born in December of 1969 in New Jersey in the United States. Now his mother is Italian, but his father was Palestinian. And Dean, he's a comedian and also the co-founder of the New York Arab American Comedy Festival. He has appeared on Al Jazeera, CNN, Fox News Radio, as well as many other media outlets. He also has publications in the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, as well as publications in Time magazine. But besides from performing in the United States, he also shares his comedy in the Middle East, where he performed in cities like Haifa and Ramallah. The Palestinian celebrity at number 2 is Queen Rania. Rania Al Yassin was born on August 31st, 1970 in Kuwait. But see, her parents, Faisal Sedki Al Yassin, as well as Ilham Yassin, they're from Palestine. Her family had ended up fleeing to Jordan, and that was the beginning of a very interesting series of events that followed from there. She was at a dinner party once, and that's where she met Abdullah bin al-Hussein, who is now the king of Jordan. And not too long after, they got married, and she became one of the most prominent first ladies in the entire Arab world. Now she spends a lot of her time promoting education, and she's become a big voice for refugees. And finally, the Palestinian celebrity at number 1, well, we've met his 2 sisters, Gigi and Bella, but here is Anwar Hadid. Anwar Hadid is the younger brother of Gigi and Bella Hadid, and he was born in June 1999. With millions of followers, Anwar is paving his own way as a star. He works as a model as well. And on social media, he really makes a lot of informative posts about Palestine, as well as he posts different petitions, and he shares his own experiences being of Palestinian descent. Like I mentioned, he does work as a model as well, and he's signed to IMG Models. But with the success of his family and him carving out his own successful path, it looks like the Hadids, Anwar Hadid in this case, is going to be around for a very, very, very long time in the public eye.
You give a piece of yourself too, so then other people can experience what you're experiencing. Yeah.
Well, starting at number 10, we have DJ Khaled. Not many people necessarily know that he is of Palestinian descent, but we all know his name though, because he yells it on every single track that he produces.
We the best music, DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled was born on November 26 in the year 1975. And DJ Khaled, he's a hip-hop DJ, producer, and he was born and raised in New Orleans and has Palestinian roots. He has produced music for some of the biggest names in the music biz, like Justin Bieber and Rihanna. And I'll just stop there because it would be a long list if I kept on going, the amount of musicians that he's worked with. The Palestinian at number 9 is FouseyTube. Yusuf Saleh Erekat, or better known for his stage name, FouseyTube, is a Palestinian-American YouTuber. He's a vlogger, a comedian, prankster, you name it, like pretty much every genre of YouTube videos he's done, except makeup tutorials. I think that's probably the only thing that I haven't seen him do. But either way, he created his channel back in the year 2011, and he has grown a following of over 10 million subscribers since then. And you know, Yusuf is really, really great because he really knows how to bring a great mix of funny and entertaining videos with interesting social experiments as well as some personal and motivational content, all kind of mixed and mashed into one. He's very great, very entertaining, very inspiring guy. Number 8 brings us Belly. Ahmed Balshi, better known by his stage name Belly, is a Canadian rapper and record producer. Belly was just 7 years old when his family immigrated to Ottawa, Canada from the West Bank in Palestine. Now, early on, he faced many struggles, well, him and his family, and they were living in a motel for some time when they moved to Canada, but they were just trying to adjust in a new place. And he was really young, just trying to find his own self, learning English, trying to get through school and all of that. But now, Belly, he's signed to Jay-Z's record label, Rock Nation, and also he's signed to The Weeknd's label, XO Records. Number 7 is a pretty unlikely person that I mentioned in this video. We have Benny Hinn. Not many people would consider him a celebrity, but he is because he has a massive following. His full name is Tufik Benedictus Hinn. He's a very famous televangelist, and pretty much a televangelist is a minister who sets a large portion of sharing their ministry through television broadcasting. He was born in Yaffo in the year 1952 in a then newly established state of Israel to Palestinian-born parents. Now, although he's had a history of criticism, he most recently came under heavy criticism after he denounced his teaching of the prosperity gospel, which is a teaching that faith in God, speaking positively, as well as donating to religious ministries and causes will increase your material wealth. But in the year 2019, he denounced that belief and he stated this: "I'm correcting my own theology and you need to all know it. The blessings of God are not for sale. The miracles are not for sale, and the prosperity is not for sale." I think giving has become such a gimmick. Next up, at number 6, probably one of the most popular people on this list, we have the model Gigi Hadid. Yelena Noura Hadid, or better known simply as Gigi Hadid, is a supermodel now in her 20s, and she was born on April 23rd, 1995. Her father is the famous Mohammed Hadid, who was a Palestinian real estate developer, and Gigi Hadid had once shared a picture where she had some henna tattoos done on her, and she proudly highlighted her culture and background, and this is what she said. She said, "Check out the last name, Hadid, Palestinian and proud of it."
Mariolana,
Two.
Bella Anwar.
2 seconds.
That wasn't 10, that was a lot.